there you are. All right, quick, put your shoes on. We're going for a hot girl walk. I fully realise that this is my best angle, so you're welcome. All right, going for a hot girl walk. Watch out, world. So I started thinking about what it's going to be like heading back to work after parental leave next year. And one of the things that I was most worried about, or is coming up as anxiety for me, is I've kind of started doing the work of demasking, and it's fine at home. Like, I can just demask and be my normal amazing self at home, but the thought of demasking in a place that I've spent a lot of time masking so that I can succeed is really anxiety inducing, definitely. Yeah, that's kind of been weighing on my mind a little bit. My job and my team at work are amazing and would fully support me, you know, being my true authentic self. Demasking does come with, you know, people looking at you differently and thinking that you're an entirely different person sometimes. So, you know, that's tricky. I'm also starting to feel the dread and the guilt about putting baby into childcare too when I go back to work. It kind of settles in the pit of your stomach, and it's a feeling of like dread and guilt of, you know, putting baby in childcare and heading back to work, and, you know, not getting to spend every single second of the day with her is kind of like settling in for me now. And I still have a good like 2-3 months left with her, which is it's nothing to laugh about, it's nothing to scoff at. That's a really good, decent amount of time comparatively for a lot of people around the world, and I've already had at least 3-4 months off at this point as well. So yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of all hitting me at the moment, and I having all the feelings about it, and I want to be able to do what I do and spend every day with her. But that's not feasible. We gotta do what we gotta do, I guess, to keep the roof over our heads. Also, just like everybody else in the world, I've been obsessively listening to the new Taylor Swift album. And it's really interesting seeing all the different discourse about it online. Like, there's always going to be people who just want to pull her down and rip her to shreds. A bit of tall poppy, you know, syndrome. And then there's always the people that are going to be like, oh my God, she's amazing no matter what she does. And then it's always interesting to see the people who need to explain away the amazing. Yeah, listening to all the theories and stuff about lyrics and who are songs about and what it means, and I really like all that stuff. I like seeing what other people are thinking or the clues that they're putting together, and I'm wondering like if there's any actual merit to it. I've been listening to the album non-stop because the melody and lyrics are stuck in my head, and so in order to get it out of my head I have to listen to it again, and then I'll wake up the next day and it'll be in my head again, or I'll go to sleep and it'll be in my head again. But I am a little bit obsessed. It's definitely like a fun boppy soundtrack album, and she hasn't done one of those in a really long time, and I think that's what most people are like upset about, which is really interesting. This is a woman who wrote and performed Shake It Off for many years, and we're outraged that she wrote a song about her future husband's man bits. I don't know. It just seems a bit silly to me. Just let her have fun. Let her be in love and have fun with her writing and art. She might have more sad shit to write in the future, who knows? Also, going back to like the work stuff, I do have like general anxiety about heading back. I had it last time too. It was mainly performance based, and a lot of am I good enough? Just fun thoughts that any anxiety ridden millennial would have. I had a dream the other night. Where they had replaced me with another person with the exact same name as me, and who was like way better, so much more charismatic. And I was like, cool, so what do I do now? Yeah, I think that was just obviously all my own insecurities coming to the forefront again. Last pregnancy, when I came back from parental leave, I didn't really know what I was walking into. I'd walked out of a really interesting situation. Like, I was working alongside somebody who was really struggling, and I ended up having to do a lot more work just to cover that kind of situation. And so I was pretty burnt out, and my manager at the time was kind of very understanding and very appreciative of everything that I was doing to kind of get the work done. So I didn't know if I was going to walk back into a situation like that. Thankfully I didn't. I walked into like the best situation ever with the best team, and it was yeah, really, really good. And so I've left that same amazing team and, you know, a bunch of people who are incredible at what they do. And so hopefully when I walk back in January, that'll be the same kind of situation, and I'll just slot back in and pick up where I left off, and there'll obviously be some new things I'll have to learn and updates that I'll have to get across, but for the most part I think it'll be fairly good. Also, for those of you that don't actually know what I do, I'm a content creator for an organisation, so I'm basically doing what I'm doing now, but more short form content, and it's a lot of fun and it helps people, and I really love what I do. So hence why I'm doing this kind of stuff during my parental leave rather than just relaxing like most normal humans would do. But yeah, it's good. Good team, good fun work. Every day's different, which helps my spicy brain. There is also like an element of routine. So all of this will be happening early next year, but I did actually go into work this week just to see everyone, say hello and show off the baby. And it was so nice. It was really nice to see everyone and talk to everyone again, and they had nothing but obviously lovely things to say and we miss you and stuff like that, which was always nice to hear. But yeah, like I was pretty anxious about going in, and I think, you know, half of that had to do with the fact that baby doesn't like being in the car for long periods of time, and so I had to be in the car for about an hour, and I was apprehensive about her just screaming the whole way, which she thankfully only screamed for about 10 minutes of it, so I'll take that as a win. And then I think the other part of that anxiety was, you know, I've been away for a little while, and I guess I just wanted to feel still valued, even though, you know, I'm not showing up every day and I've been away for a little while. And I was so dumb to even think or feel like that, because I walked in and everyone was so excited to see me and meet the baby and say hello and tell me how much they miss me and stuff like that. So I don't know, I just wanted to share in case anyone else is feeling a bit the same on their parental leave at the minute. If you have a good team, I think that you're going to be sweet no matter what. But yeah, before we get back to any of, you know, work stuff, Christmas is coming. So I'm trying to get everything sorted for Christmas now, and I know that sounds so silly because it's October. Okay. Yeah, so Christmas is coming up and I'm trying to get all the stuff ready now because of this change in pay that will happen for me in November, I'm pretty sure. Hold on. She's so bumpy. Bumpy AF. We're on the trails. We'll stop over in the shade and I'll explain it. So yes, basically what happens is like the first load of parental leave that I got was purely paid out by my company. And then a certain chunk of that next was government was paying me, and then work was making up the difference between what it would be normally, like what my paycheck would be normally. And once I hit November, then it's pure government pay, which means a bit of a surprise when it comes to what we get paid every week. So there's like a few things that I've had to do, like we've cut back our spending on like groceries and stuff and eliminated a whole bunch of things to try and like reduce the surprise that it's going to be, and it just means that I won't be putting as much into savings as I normally do and stuff like that. So it'll be tight for like two months, but then, you know, it'll be back to normal come end of January, I'm pretty sure, so it won't be as much of an issue. But I want to get presents and stuff done now before that smaller amount of pay starts happening, so that I'm not running around trying to find gifts on a very tight budget. And I don't have that many gifts to actually do in the first place. It's just, you know, a few nieces and nephews and my like parents and stuff. I just want to kind of get it all sorted, and I wanted to get like our kids' gifts sorted now as well, so that I'm not feeling like a bad parent for, you know, not getting them anything for Christmas, which wouldn't happen anyway. I'd figure it out. But yeah, getting stuff ready for Christmas. I love Christmas. I start getting ready. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had our Christmas tree up at the start of November last year. And I know some people think that's absolutely bonkers, but here's the thing, right? You go into all this effort to put all the Christmas decos around your house and make it look all pretty for it only to be up for a month. That seems absolutely whack to me, especially if you've got like a lot of decorations, or if you do like lights and stuff outside. Like, why would you only have it up for a month? Ugh. And also my executive dysfunction just refuses to take it down for ages too. So it ends up being up until the end of January, because like we're all on holidays anyway. So who wants to do that when they're, you know, in holiday mode, having a relaxation? The hours end up being up for probably, I'd say, like 3 months. And I love it. It's like, it's joyful. It brings me joy. And, you know, if you've got small things in life that can bring you joy, do them. Because what even is the point if you aren't enjoying yourself, right? I will need to get a new stocking this year for baby, because we have one each with our like initial on it, and I don't know if the ones that I used to be able to get are available anymore, because I used to get the ones from Target in Australia, which were better quality than anything that Kmart produced. So Target and Kmart, owned by the same company. And Target mustn't have been doing well in sales or profits or whatever. So they've started putting a lot of Kmart branded goods in Target, which is a real shame, because Target had such better quality homewares, and their Christmas stuff was always amazing every year. The quality was so good and the prices were really reasonable. And it's just, it's the biggest disappointment, because Kmart Christmas stuff is just absolute trash comparatively. So I don't know if I'll be able to get this stocking. And I know that's like first world problems, especially with everything that is happening in the world right now and all of the horrible atrocities being committed by you know who. Voldemort, he is to blame. Sorry, that was a piss poor joke. Yeah, like I know this is very like surface level stuff and I should be concerning myself with greater things. But I find that if I constantly weigh myself on the greater things, then my mental health just spirals. So, you know, I can do what I can do, but I can't focus on it all the time, because it just shatters me. I think that's pretty relatable at the moment. Sorry, I'm walking up a hill. Is that an egg? Oh no, eggy egg. Oh no, whose egg is that?
Whose horse is that?
Oh, someone's egg broke. How sad. There's a bird egg on the ground that's been clearly opened and eaten by probably a hungry birdie or lizard or something. I can't remember what I was saying. Ain't that the way? Anyway, we're living in a bit of a shit world at the moment, and it'd be really cool if people with a lot of power would not do what they're doing currently. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. We're home now and I should probably get the small human inside. But I just wanted to ask if there's anything that's taking up excess space in your brain lately. And if there is, let me know down in the comments. We're all in this together. But thanks heaps for coming on a hot girl walk with me. And if you want to keep hanging out, you can check out this video. But, and here's a caveat, if you've walked into a room this week and actually forgotten what you walked in to get, then you have to subscribe. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. But no, it was really cool to hang out with you today, and let's hang out again soon. All right, peace out, Girl Scouts.